नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं वाचं ततो जयमुदीरये जितं ते पुण्डरीकाक्ष नमस्ते विश्वभावन नमस्तेऽस्तु हृषीकेश महापुरुष पूर्वज सदक्षरं ब्रह्म य ईश्वरः पुमान् गुणोर्मि सृष्टिस्थितिकालसल्लयः प्रधानबुद्ध्यादिजगत्प्रपञ्चसूः सनोऽस्तु विष्णुर्मतिभूतिमुक्तिदः यथासक्तं जले वातः बिभर्ति कणिकाशतं शक्तिः सापि तथा विष्णोः प्रधानपुरुषात्मकं यथा च पादपोमूलस्कन्दशाखादिसंयुतः आदिबीजात् प्रभवति बीजानि अन्यानि वै ततः प्रभवन्ति ततस्तेभ्यः सम्भवन्ति अपरे द्रुमाः ते अपि तल्लक्षणद्रव्यकरणा अनुगताः मुने. So we are in the 7th Adhyaya of 2nd Amsha. In this Adhyaya, he started off with the description of the Surya and other grahas, the placement of all the different grahas. And Saptaloka Samsthanam api tatra uktam. Tat sarvam uktva, after describing all of the placement of all of these, in general, usually, as is evident in all of the chapters that we have seen before, Parāśara wants to establish the supremacy of Vishnu. In many shlokas, actually, you will find a lot of connect with Advaita also. So, the description of Vishnu is completely like the Brahman that is there in Advaita Tattvam also. So, yatha saktam jale vataha, just as how water is there in the form of kanika shatam, in the form of small droplets in the water, in the same way, Vishnoho pradhana purushatmakam shaktihi api vartate. Tatra shaktihi, the shakti is there immanent in Vishnu here. He is responsible for the expansion of this universe, and from him everything comes about. From the 34th தான் ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். एवम् अव्याकृतात् पूर्वं जायन्ते महदादयः विशेषान्ताः ततः तेभ्यः सम्भवन्ति असुरादयः. एवम् in this manner अव्याकृतात्, अव्याकृतं तु अत्र प्रकृतिः. So from prakriti अव्याकृतं, that is, it is not still divided into different that is the gunas. त्रिगुणात्मकं नास्ति अधुना, तस्मात् प्रकृतिः इति उच्यते. तत्र गुणत्रयमपि sammilitva vartante. So they all three gunas are combined in this prakriti, but it is not separate like the panchabhutas or any ahankara, etc., etc. So this is called abhyakritam. Abhyakritam is the prakriti. Avyakritat पूर्वं प्रथमं महदादयः जायन्ते, महत् इत्यादयः जायन्ते. So mahat tattvam, then you have ahankara, then the other, your srishtikrama chart. By now it must be embedded in your brain now. So from prakriti you have mahat and other karyabhutam. Until visheshantaha, until the vishesha, usually vishesha is prithvi here. So until the end of prithvi utpatti. Prithvi utpatti paryantam mahat tattvad arabhya पृथिवी तत्व उत्पत्त्यान पर्यन्तं तत्र सर्वे अपि सम्भवन्ति. All of these are born starting from महत् तत्वं to this पृथ्वी तत्वं. विशेषान्ताः ततः तेभ्यः, from this panchabhutam you have the सृष्टि of other living beings like असुरादयः. तेभ्यश्च पुत्राः, from them their children, putranam apare sutaha, and those children also have other children. Iti srishti kramaha tatra vartate. So there is a lineage that also happens after the panchabhuta srishti. Bijat vriksha prarohena yatha na apachayaha taroho bhutanam bhutasargena naiva asti apachayaha tatha. If when there is a tree that comes from the bijam, there is nothing, and bijat vriksha prarohena taroho apachayaha nasti, there is no diminishing factor for the taru. That is, if something comes out of another thing, there is no lessening of it. It is just as is. So bijam is different. There is a taru or the tree which is also different. It does not undermine the effect of the bijam also. So bijat vriksha prarohena, because the vriksha comes from a small tiny seed, it does not mean that this entire vriksham taroho apachayaha na bhavati. There is no diminishing factor for this tree because it has come from a very small bijam. Bhutanam bhutasargena naiva asti apachayaha. Bhutanamapi apachayaha nasti bhutasargena. Bhutanam panchabhutanam. For akasha, prithvi, etc. Teshamapi apachayaha na vidyate. It does not diminish in size or bhuta sargena. By the creation of all these bhutas, it does not lose its potency because of these creations. Okay. Sannidhanat yatha akasha kaladhyaha karanam taroho tathaiva aparinamena vishwasya bhagavan harihi. Hari is like a nimitta karanam for this world. Here he says he is the nimitta karanam. There is another place where he says he is the material cause also. Upadana karanam ityapi uchyate. So here he says that Bhagavan Hari is without any change aparinamena vishwasya karanam bhavati. Yatha sannidhanat akasha kaladhyaha taroho karanam bhavanti tatha aparinamena bhagavan harihi api vishwasya karanam bhavati. For a tree to grow, you have akasha, kalam, water, all of vayu, all of these things, vatavaranam, right? There are so many factors that are the presence of which is required for a tree to grow to its maximum. In each case, you actually in the if you look at the agricultural this thing, there is something called agriculture. They divide the entire world into zones. It is called number 1 zone, number 2 zone, number 3, number 4. So the crops that grow in each zone are different, or the crops which will grow to its fullest extent will be different in each zone. It's not that the other crops will not grow here, the others will also grow, but then it will not show its maximum extent in that zone. So the akasham matters. It is the sannidhyam that matters. So the proximity of a particular type of vatavaranam, a particular time, ritu. There are winter vegetables, there are summer vegetables. In today's world, we get all vegetables all time of the world, all time of the year. But then there is specific, if we are growing in our backyard, let's say, then there is a winter vegetable, there is a summer vegetable. Some things grow only in that particular kalam. So kalam is also a sannidhi, its proximity is necessary for a tree to grow. So sannidhanat, by the mere presence or the proximity, akasha, kala, etc. become the karanam for taru, for a tree. Tathaiva, in the same manner, aparinamena, because it contributes to the growing of a tree. Is there a change in that akasham, or is there a change in that kala because this tree has grown? Nothing happens. There is no change to that air that is there around it because of this. There are other scientific changes that happen, but then because it has provided, it has become a reason for the tree to grow, it does not lose anything, nor does it change its form in any manner. The same way, Harihi Bhagavan api aparinamena, without change in him, he contributes to the creation of this world. It's a beautiful concept that the way of expressing this. No? Next one, you have to go with both shlokas together, 37 and 38. So, Vrihi bije yatha moolam nalam patrankuro tatha kandam koshaha tu pushpam cha kshiram tadvacha tandulaha tushaha kanascha santaha vai yanti avirbhavam atmanaha praroha hetu samagre masadya munisattama. This is still the yatha part. The tatha part is going to come in the following shlokas. Now he just gives an example here. Let's take a bijam for rice. Okay, nell. Vrihi bijam. Vrihi ityukte, it is a bunch of grains or something like rice, paddy. So if you have a seed of a paddy, vrihi bije, in that, moolam nalam avirbhavam yanti. All of these things have a manifestation in that bija when that particular samagri comes together, when all of the conditions are satisfied, when all of the appropriate conditions are attained by that bijam, then there are so many things that manifest out of this seed. Praroha hetu samagrim asadya, when they having attained asadya, having gotten the samagri, all of the items that are necessary, that are a reason for growing, praroha hetu samagrim asadya, he munisattama asadya, yatha ete sarve आविर्भावं यान्ति. So atmanaha praroha hetu samagrim asadya, having attained all of the necessary equipment for its own growth, atmanaha praroha hetum, atmanaha nijasya swasya prarohasya hetu samagrim prapya kesham avirbhavam bhavanti iti atra uchyate. So from that bijam, first there is a sprout, moolam, there is a root, sorry, moolam is roots, then nala, there is a sprout there, you see the first sprout that comes out, patra, ankura, then you have the patra, two leaves come out, ankuram is the sprout, nalam is more like the stalk. So first there is root, then there is a stalk, then there are leaves and sprouts start coming out, patra, ankura tatha, kandam, then there is another stalk that comes for the flower. Okay, the nalam is more like the main trunk, and then you have kandam, which is a branch or a stalk for the flower to come out. Koshaha, you have the mukulam kind of thing, that is, it is like a bud kind of thing, koshaha. Pushpam, then you have the flower. Kshiram, because it is rice, there is first milk inside it, a kind of a tree sap that is there inside that kosham. அதாவது பால் முதல்ல அதில் இருக்கும், அதோட தான் வந்து you take it out and put it for Vishukani and all that. So you use the grains which still have that little bit of milk inside, which are not formed into full grains completely. Before they are formed into rice, they are in the form of a milky kind of thing. Liquid is there inside. Tadvacha tandulaha. From then they are formed with the tandulam is the rice that is inside, the white portion. So the milk solidifies into a grain. Tushaha, you have the husk that forms outside. Kanaha, there are many different small parts that are associated with it also. Kanaha santaha, being of this form, they manifest themselves. That is, all of these things avirbhavam yanti. Kutra avirbhavam yanti ityukte vrihi bije avirbhavam yanti. This is your main sentence here. So vrihi bije, in the bijam, in the seed of paddy, all of these things avirbhavam yanti, they show themselves when they attain the correct appropriate conditions for growing. In the same manner, now what happens in this world? Tatha karmasu anekeshu devadyaha samavasthitaha Vishnu shaktim samasadya praroham upayanti vai. In Bhagavatam, in the second skanda, we saw how all the devas, as soon as they were created, each deva is responsible for each of those indriyas, etc. So indriya shaktim ye dadati te devaha tu atra prathamam Vishnum stotram kurvanti. Yataha, they do not know what to do, they do not know. அதாவது அந்த இயங்குவதற்கு வழி தெரியாம இருந்தா எப்படி அந்த சக்தியை உபயோகப்படுத்தணும்னு. So they had no clue about how to work with this indriyam that they have been given. So they do a stotram to Vishnu and he gives them that shakti. He goes into each of those devas as the shakti rupam and makes them perform their tasks. The same is given in a very short format here. Vishnu shaktim samasadya, they attain the shakti of Vishnu, Maya Shakti, or the main force that makes them do the work. Karmasu anekeshu, in all the different kinds of matters that have to be, the work that has to be done. Devadyaha samavasthitaha, all of these devas take their position, they attain this Vishnu Shakti and praroham upayanti, they grow in that work. That is, they are able to perform their work and magnify whatever they are destined to do, whatever they have been ordered to perform. Sacha Vishnu. Now Vishnu Shaktim Samasadhya iti uktam chet tatra Vishnu kaha iti vaktavyam. So who is this Vishnu? Sacha Vishnu Param Brahma Yataha Sarvamidam Jagat Jagatchayo Yatra Cha Idam Yasminscha Layam Eshyati. Sayeva Vishnu, that Vishnu is Param Brahma, he is the ultimate Brahmaswarupam. Yataha Sarvamidam Jagat, Yasmat, from whom this entire world has been created. Jagat cha yaha yatra, yatra jagat cha vidyate, yaha cha idam. So yaha jagat, yatra cha idam. You can put it this way. So yaha jagat rupena tishtati. Yasmat jagat utpadyate, from whom this entire world has been created. Yaha jagat cha, one who is of the form of this world. Yatra cha idam, and this world takes its sustenance from this Paramatma, which is Vishnu. That is yatra ityukte. Vishnu is the adhara for, he is the substratum for this world also. He is the world also. From him the world has been created. And at the end of this Pralaya Kalam, Yasminscha Layam Eshyati, and wherein this entire world will come and merge, Saha Param Brahma Vishnu. That Vishnu Sarvavyapi iti. Vishnu, you take the Vyutpatti and say that Vyapanat Vishnu, right? Vyapti Karanam. Tad Brahma Tat Parandhama Sadasat Paramam Padam Yasya Sarvam Abhedena Yatascha Etat Characharam. Tad Brahma, that is Brahman. Tat Parandhama, that is the ultimate sthanam that we have to try to reach also. Parandhama, Paranjyotihi ityapi ukchete. Dhama can be sthanam or jyotis. Both are possible for the word Dhama. Sadasat Paramam Padam. Sat Asat iti. There are two kinds of beings in this world, or two kinds of reality in this world, which is Sat, existing, Asat, which is non-existing, or conscience, that which has a Chaitanyam, Sat, that which doesn't have a Chaitanyam, Chit and Achit. He is beyond all of this. Sadasatoho Paramam Padam. He is the form that is beyond anything that both exists and doesn't exist, or anything that is of Jada Vastu Charachara. Characharatmakam idam jagat yad vidyate tasmadapi paramam padam tasyaiva. So yasya sarvam abedena etat sarvam yasya vidyate. Abedena, in a very non-different way, that is, he is the same. This yasya sarvam abedena is the same as yaha jagat. Yaha jagat swarupataya vidyate. So he is non-different from this world. This entire world is his. It belongs to him. Yasya etat sarvam. How does it belong to him? When I say this book belongs to me, this book is different from me. There is a difference from it. This computer is mine. When I say mama, I use Shashti Vibhakti and say this is mine, but that is different from me. Whereas when we say Jagat, yasya jagat etat sarvam, yasya vartate, when I say it belongs to him, katham, kena rupena vartate iti cheta, abhedena, as a non-different item. So it is the same. Yatascha etat characharam. This characharatmakam jagat has come from him. Saeva mula prakritihi vyaktarupi jagat cha saha tasminneva layam sarvam yati tatra cha tishtati. Just yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisamvishanti. Saeva mula prakritihi. He is the mula prakriti. The prakriti is also not different from him. It is just an illusion on him as far as Advaita Vedanta is concerned. And it is a Vishnu Shakti for Vishittadvaita. Different nomenclature, that's all. The nature is also very different, but at the same time it is his or it is him. So Saeva mula prakritihi. He is that prakriti or Maya. Vyaktarupi jagat cha saha. Vyaktataya, the manifested jagat is also Paramatma. Tasminneva layam sarvam yanti, all of this go and merge in him. Tatracha tishtati. It is also, if there is an existence for this, take an example of Shukti Rajatam, the most famous example. Where is this? There is an oyster shell that you see under the sunlight. It is shining. From a distance, you think it is Rajatam. It is silver. What is this silver? The object that is there, the Shukti, which is oyster shell, is the same as that Rajatam. The manifested Rajatam is your Jagat here. That is what we see. When we go closer and closer and closer, that silverness is completely merged with the Shukti or the oyster shell. Where was it till now? Where was this silver till now that we saw? Tatraiva tishtati. It is in that oyster shell itself. So in the same manner, this Jagat, where was this manifested Jagat? It is in him until Yavad Bhati Tavad Bhati. So as long as we are in this world and Vyavahara, we are interacting with this world and it is manifesting in our eyesight, in our purview, it exists. Where does it exist? But the substratum there is Vishnu. What about the things that are happening in this world? Karta kriyanam sacha ijyate kratuhu saeva tatkarma phalancha tasya srugadi yat sadhanam api ashesham harer nakinchit vyatiriktam asti. This you can take it as another example that he gives using yaga yajnadi or any action that happens in this world. Kriyanam karta sahayeva. He is the agent for every action that happens. Antaryamitaya sayeva vartate athava atmaswarupena brahmanaha pratibimbitam atma sayeva, and he is present as the atmaswarupam and he is the karta or the agent for all of these actions. Saha kratuhu ijyate. He is the kratu, he is the yagam that is being performed also. Sayeva tat karma phalam. What is the result that we get from these actions? That also is Vishnu. Srugadi yet sadhanam. Sruk is a kind of karandi, spoon kind of thing that we use in the yagam. All of these are also yat sadhanam. All of these instruments that we use for yaga. Ashesham api srugadi sadhanam. Harehe srugadi sadhanam api tasya. That also belongs to him. When we say that this world is created by the Panchabhutas, the Panchikaranam Vartate, Trivritkaranam Vartate, you can give any number of charts to say, but the truth behind all of this is only one, which is Parabrahman or Vishnu. Harehe Vyatiriktam na kinchit asti. There is nothing that is separate from him. Vyatiriktam. That which is, so here he very clearly brings out the Advaita Tattvam here. There is nothing beyond Hari. There is nothing that is different from Hari at all. Everything is only Vishnu. Iti Shri Vishnupurana Dvitiya Amshe Saptamodhyayaha. Now we move on to the 8th Adhyaya. Surya Ratha Samsthanadikam Kathanam Kalasya Nirupanam Gangayaha Utpattihi cha. So this is quite a big Adhyaya, I think. There are more than 100 shlokas if I remember. Yeah. There are about 117 shlokas in this Adhyaya, so it will go for some time. Surya Ratha Samsthanadi Kathanam. So that is the first section that we are going to take. Atha Ashtamodhyayaha. Shri Parāśara Uvacha. Vyakhyatam etat brahmanda samsthanam tava suvrata tataf pramana samsthane suryadinam shrunushvame. Vyakhyat etat brahmanda samsthanam he suvrata tava vyakhyatam. He suvrata, one who has taken up a vratam, which is very good, sushtu vratam. That is, he wants to sit and listen to all of these things, right? So that itself shows his determination, which is very good here. So that is, Maitreya is being addressed by Parāśara in this manner. He suvrata iti. Etat brahmanda samsthanam tava vyakhyatam. I have told you about how the arrangement of this brahmandam has been done. Tataha, after that, Suryadinam Pramana Samsthane Me Shrunu. I will tell you, that is, you listen to the words that I am saying, Me Shrunu, from me. Suryadinam, understand the pramanam. That is, pramanam is measurements, and samsthanam, arrangement of Surya and other things. That is, he is not talking directly about Surya, but he starts off with the description of the Ratham. That is the chariot of Surya. Yojananam Sahasran. The way he describes, it is as if Surya is like a Vishvarupam here. He is as big as this Brahmandam iti prayaha manasi jayate. Let's see. So, Yojananam Sahasrani Bhaskarasya Ratho Nava Isha Dandas Tathaivasya Dviguno Munisattama. Hey Munisattama, Bhaskarasya Rathaha, the chariot of Surya, extends for Nava Yojananam Sahasrani. Nava Sahasrani Yojananam Nava Sahasrani. It extends for 9,000 yojanas. Isha Dandaha, the pole axle that is there for the Ratham, is twice that. That is the pole that comes and joins to the horses from the chariot. That pole extends 2 times, which is 18,000 yojana distance is the pole's measurement. So, yojananam sahasrani bhaskarasya rathaha nava isha dandaha tathaiva asya dviguno munisattama. This is probably just a representation of, I think, the distance that the sun's effect has is probably what is being described here, more than the physical. There is, of course, there is a physical manifestation. Like you say, there is a Devatatma for Himalayas, and there is a physical representation of Himalayas also, right? So, probably if I have to imagine the physical form of Surya's chariot, then this is how it must be, because his effect extends to so many distance. I think that is what they are trying to say here. We'll go with the description here. Sardha kotihi tatha sapta niyutani adhikani vai yojananantu tasya akshaha tatra chakram pratishthitam. Aksha is the, I think, the axle here. Aksha is the axle. Yeah, the length of the aksha is usually from Meru to Manasottara. There is a Manasottara Parvatam in, I think, in Plakshadvipama, Paushkara Dvipam nanikare. So its extent is so much, and that aksha extends to Sardha Koti Niyutani. So it is like some 5 million or something like that. You can take it, whatever numbers. Niyutam is a kind of number here. Adhikani, it is more than this pole that is there. So you will have to count so many yojanas for that distance of that aksha. Aksha is your axle of the Ratham. ஒரே நிமிஷம், இவர் என்ன போட்டிருக்காருன்னு பார்த்துடுறேன். 15,700,000 நம்பர்ஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்தா நமக்கு வந்து டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாக இருக்கு. ஓகே, ஸோ இட் இஸ் 15 million. I think the niyutamங்கிறது is 10,000. So Sardha Koti ityukte, you take half also there. So that's why he gets the number of 15 there. So it is, it extends to 15 million yojanas here. Tasya akshaha. Tasya ityukte bhaskarasya rathasya akshaha. The axle of that chariot. In that axle.
Surya Mandalam.
ஆமாம், சூரிய மண்டலம்னு மொத்தமாக நம்ம விஸ்வரூபமாக அப்படி ஒரு இமேஜின் பண்ணிட்டுலாம். பட் அவர் ஏதோ வந்து டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் கொடுக்குறாரேங்கிறதுக்காக ஐ எம் ட்ரைங் டு கோ இன் டு த லாங்குவேஜ், அவ்வளோதான்.
See, the thing is, if you take into account all his kiranas extend beyond the 9th graha.
ஆமாம், ஆமாம்.
And so,
அதுதான்
where it begins, we can sort of understand.
Correct.
But we don't know where it ends.
Yeah. So it only tells us about the reach of the sun. அப்படிதான் நம்ம இதோட கான்செப்ட் புரிஞ்சுக்கணும்.
The last photon, where the photon has its final destination.
So tatra akshe chakram pratishtitam. In that axle you have the wheel, the eka chakraha saha. There is only one wheel for Surya. And now next he describes the wheel of the ratham. Trinabhimati panchare shannemini akshayatmake samvatsaramaye kritsnam kala chakram pratishtitam. The wheel of Surya is described as Kala Chakram. So that is, it is a representation of time, because Surya, the movement, we count the time based on the movement of Surya, right? Or that Surya is the representation of time for us. So the one chakram that he has is the Kala Chakram. It is the wheel of time. There are three nabhi matam. Nabhina, it is called the nave, or the nave of a chariot. Other than the round, you have the outer rim, then you have the spokes, and there is a middle portion wherein the axle is present, right? So that middle round is called the nave. So that is nabhi, or the navel portion, the middle portion of the chariot chakram. There are three such things in him, in that chakra. Pancha are, there are 5 spokes, and shan nemi, there are 6 circumferences. Akshayatmake, this chakram is eternal. There is no destruction for it. Samvatsaramaye, this is of the form of, this chakram is of the form of years. Each and every aspect of this is a representation of time. So it is where this entire Kritsnam Kala Chakram Tatraiva Pratishtitam, this time, wheel of time, is established in this wheel of Surya's chariot. So in Matsya Puranam, it's a little bit more detailed. He says, Tri Nabhihi. What does the three Nabhi, 3 naves represent is Ahaha. That is, in a day you have Trisandhya. And it is a representation of Trisandhya. Bhagavatam has a different take. Each Puranam will describe this in a different manner. If you go to Shiva Puranam, it will be different. It is a representation. You can think of whatever you want as in a representation, right? So Suryasya ekachakrasya trinabhihi ahaha smritam araha pancha samvatsaraha. There are 5 spokes to represent 5 different types of samvatsara, years. It's called a 5 cyclic year. That is samvatsara, prativatsara, vatsara iti. There are 5 kinds of years. It is not a yugam. This is different representation, and actually he explains it later also in this Adhyaya. So when we come to that, we will look at it in detail. So for now, we will take it as pancha araha, pancha are, the chakre, pancha araha yasmin vartante tat iti pancha are tasmin. In that chakram, which has 5 spokes, which are the 5 representatives of the samvatsara, etc. Nemyaha, there are 6 circumferences, which is rutu, the 6 kinds of seasons that we have. Right? So Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Grishma, Sharat, adukapram Hemanta, Shichira. These are the 6 seasons that the 6 circumferences represent. So Trinabhimati Panchare Shannemi Akshayatmake Samvatsaramaye. In this one chakram that is of this form, the entire Kala Chakram, Kritsnam Kala Chakram, Tatraiva Pratishtitam, it is established in this. Okay.
One revolution of the chakra there. One revolution. In other words, the sun is moving actually linearly in the Milky Way, and when it executes one revolution, one chakram, all the 6
circumferences over the way,
etc. You know, correct? Beautiful cycle.
அதெல்லாம் க்ளீன், அதான் ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன்ங்கிறச்சு அதை அப்படியே விஷுவலைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கா. See, they have
representation மாத்திரம் இல்ல, see நம்மளுக்கு கண்ணுக்கு தெரியறது வச்சுட்டு இதுதான் இப்படின்னு சொல்ல முடியாது.
ஆமா,
ரிஷிகள் வந்து
what they have seen.
yeah, and when they want to see, the Lord appears in that form to them.
Absolutely.
So
ஆமா,
and he becomes so small to be seen by the rishis, just for the sake of your representation is correct.
அந்த இதுல பாப்போம்ல, இந்த ஒரு குட்டி வியூ மாஸ்டர்னு ஒன்று இருக்கும். 7 wonders எல்லாம் அதில் ஃபிலிம் மாதிரி போட்டு நம்ம அப்படியே பார்க்கல, அந்த மாதிரி அவளுக்கு கண்ணில் வருமோ.
ஆமாம், அது மனக்கண்ணை விட எந்த பெரிய பெஸ்ட் கிடையாது.
யோகஜ பிரத்யக்ஷம் அப்படின்னு பேர். சரி, இதோட நிறுத்திப்போம். நாராயணம் நமஸ்கிருத்து நரன் செய்வ நரோத்தமம் தேவீம் சரஸ்வதியும் வாச்சம் தத்தோ ஜெயமுதீரயேத்.
Before Vishnu, Surya Narayana is my most favorite Lord. Krishna கூட கிடையாது.